1080 Snowboarding was a first-party Nintendo game released in the middle of the N64's lifespan, and it had some big names working on it, including Miyamoto. It's a game that's grounded in reality, with no insane jumps or giant-nosed kids shooting snowmen at each other. However, it's still intuitive and fun enough that I think most people should be able to enjoy it. There's a decent variety of game modes to choose from. The match race is the main mode of the game, where you race against a series of AI opponents and have a limited number of tries. This is the main mode where you'll unlock most of the stuff in the game. In addition to the typical time trial mode, you also have a mode focused on doing as many tricks as possible and racking up a high score. This can be pretty fun, but doing tricks is kinda awkward in this game. There's also the contest mode, which sorta combines the racing and the trick aspects into one. You race down courses with a time limit while doing tricks and passing slalom gates for additional time and points. You've also got a training mode where you can learn how to do tricks, and there's no 4-player mode in this game, but the 2-player races are pretty fun. The game feels great overall. The analog stick gives you good control over your border, and jumping works fine. A very important part of the game is the crouch feature, handled by the Z button. Not only do you need to keep this button held to increase your speed, but you also need to tap it as you land from jumps to help soften the impact of the landing. Boarding in this game just feels good. The game's got a pretty good presentation too. It looks great for the platform, and while the music and characters are kinda cheesy, they're definitely memorable. The game also has licensed boards and clothing, so have fun seeing those 90s Tommy Hilfiger outfits. While I think 1080 is a great game, there's a few small issues I have. For one, the trick system feels a little bit awkward, as I mentioned earlier. It's fine for the easy tricks, but doing anything more advanced than a 360 can just get very cumbersome. It also feels a little bit unfinished at times. For example, the game has a few unlockable characters, but they're accessed through cheat codes. But they're not really cheat codes because you have to unlock them before you can use them, but the game doesn't tell you the codes, so they kind of are. What's more, these characters are just slightly edited versions of existing ones, rather than entirely new ones. The game doesn't have that many tracks in it either. The ones here are all great, but I would like to see at least 1 or 2 more. As a result of this, the game doesn't have as much replay value as it could have had, even though the extra modes will keep you coming back every once in a while. But overall, I really like 1080 Snowboarding. It's a game I had a lot of fun playing, and it's very polished. I would recommend it to anyone who's looking for a fun N64 game to try out.